Professor Joash Amukwiton, on Tuesday expressed his resolve to combat all forms of election rigging, including the menace of vote buying. This, he said, had become non-negotiable because the eyes of the nation are upon the establishment. Amukwiton, who took the reins of leadership in INEC in the month of October, gave the commitment while swearing in Professor Adeniran Tella as the resident electoral commissioner rec for Oyo State. The ceremony, held at the Commission's headquarters, marked Taylor's redeployment to Oyo as part of INEC's ongoing efforts to strengthen electoral administration across the country. The Minister of Art, Culture, Tourism and the Creative Economy, Hanatu Musawa, has identified division among women as a major factor contributing to their continued engagement in politics and governance in Nigeria. Hanatu Musawa spoke on Tuesday at Ikene Remo, Ogun State, at a special dialogue organized by the HID Awolowo Foundation with the theme Breaking Barriers of Standing Still Nigerian Women in Politics 30 Years After Beijing. She said that although Nigerian women have historically shown enormous capacity to mobilize for social and political change, as exemplified by iconic figures such as the late Fumilayo Ransome-Kuti, Chief HID Awolowo, and Margaret Igbo, women have yet to harness their strength and unity to claim their rightful place in leadership. The faction of the People's Democratic Party (PDP), aligned with the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory (FCT) Nyesom Wike, has approached the Federal High Court in Abuja, seeking an order nullifying the party's convention held in Ibadan, Oyo State, on the 15th and 16th of November by the faction aligned with the Oyo State Governor Sheyi Makinde. The suit marked FHC/ABJ/CS/250/2025 the PDP, its acting national chairman Mohammed Abdurrahman and national secretary Samuel Anawu. They are praying the court to declare the convention and all resolutions null, void, and of no effect. The federal government may seize assets of Dana Air to recover funds owed to passengers and airline travel agents, the Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Development, Festus Keyamo, has disclosed. Keyamo made the revelation on Tuesday during the fourth quarter stakeholders engagement in Abuja themed Leveraging Public Feedback to Drive Excellence in Aviation Services. The minister said he would direct the Nigeria Civil Aviation Authority (NCAA) to investigate why funds trapped by Diana M have yet to be refunded. He stated that the airline's suspension was a matter of safety over commercial interests. And finally, in sports news, Cristiano Ronaldo will now be available for Portugal's first two matches at the upcoming 2026 FIFA World Cup, despite receiving a red card in their penultimate qualifying match against the Republic of Ireland. Under normal circumstances, violent conduct resulted in a three-match suspension, which would have ruled the 39-year-old out of the first two matches of his country's group stage fixtures. The Al Nassr forward was penalized for violent conduct in the 61st minute after appearing to elbow Dara Ushir for an initial yellow card. After a VAR review, referee Glenn Nyberg changed the decision to a red card and Ronaldo was given his marching orders. However, FIFA has suspended the bans for the second and third matches for a one-year probationary period, leaving Ronaldo eligible to feature immediately. Ronaldo has already served the first match of the suspension during Portugal's qualifier against Armenia. And this ends the news at 1. Do also visit our website at www.crownfmng.com for more news updates. The time is 7 minutes past 1. Good afternoon.
Of course, that is the number for you to call and be a part of the show, my amiable, delightful esteemed listener. Thank you so much for always staying with me on the show. Thank you so much for always coming back. I always say that if you aren't there, of course, I wouldn't be here. All right, so thank you for being a loyal fan and for keeping Crown FM as your number one. All right, so grab a seat and let's talk. What's going on? What's going on around where you are, first of all? Are you celebrating your birthday today? Happy birthday. Congratulations on your wedding anniversary. What is it that you're celebrating? I celebrate with you there. And that is what life is about. All right, so we'll celebrate the big wins and the ups and downs, regardless. Yeah, you're going through a trying time. It's fine. You're going to come out of it and you're going to be strong. It's the Ladies Lounge segment of the show. This is the mid morning music extravaganza. The lovey dovey device here, anyways. Yeah, so what are we talking about today? Simple. As a lady, would you want to make the husband you want to get married to, your husband to be, would you want to get to sign some document or make him sign some documents probably for the things that he has promised you that he wants to do? All right, would you want to sign some documents and say, okay, if you said that you're going to do XYZ, now that we're dating, if you say you're going to do XYZ, then you really have to do it. Okay, would you want to tell him, please, can we just sign something, darling? You know, you told me I'm going to go back to school. All right, can you just sign this paper to say that I will really go back to school? Can you sign this paper to say that I'll start that business, that shop that you're going to open? You say you open the shop for me. Okay, please just sign here. Just to so that I can remind you that you actually said I'm going to have this shop, I'm going to have this business, whatever it is that he gets to promise you before the marriage, right? Yeah, would you rather have him make that, documentation for evidence sake, so you can always have something to prove? All right, that is what we're talking about. Or you just let him be regardless, whether he does it or he doesn't do it. Okay, so why are we talking about this? Because we've seen situations whereby a lot of ladies have said, oh, before we got married, he promised. He promised that I'm going to have a business. He promised I'm going to go to school. He promised I'm going to travel out of the country. All of a sudden, none of these promises are coming to pass. In fact, he's not doing any of them. It's as if he has changed his mind. Probably he lied. Maybe he didn't plan to do any of that. And we've really seen a lot of bitter women, bitter young girls who feel frustrated, trapped, and all of that. Hmm. So, let's talk about it. Moving forward, how do we curb all of this? 081 0899 0899. All right. So, who is going to be my first caller? Whether you're a man, whether you're a lady, it's the Ladies Lounge show, and we all have to be a part of this conversation. Okay. So, if you're answering this question as a guy, if the woman you want to get married tells you to sign one or two documents just to let it be on paper, whether it's on WhatsApp. You know, WhatsApp is also part of the documentation. Uh, you can always have an evidence to show that he said it or he promised. How would you feel? Okay, would you go ahead and do it and just take it like, okay, it's normal? At least just a way of making me accountable. All right. So, what what do you think this might result to? Okay, because someone was yelling the other day on social media and she said she has done it and she brought out all the things that this person promised. She brought it out and she said, man, Oga, you said you were going to do this and do that. I wrote it down and this is your signature. Now you're not doing any of them. So we can now take it up from here. All right. So when you call into the show, please do want to turn down the volume of your radio set so we can have this conversation. Is this something that is a welcoming idea? Would you advise your younger sister to do this? Would you advise, your brother to go ahead? If you're a father, you're a mother, would you say yes, no problem, it's fine? At least it's just to make sure that this person keeps to his promise. Okay, 08108990899. Hello, hello. All right, so I can hear you right there. So do want to speak up when you call into the show. All right. You can also reach out to me on 090-155-15561. 090-155-15561. Send me a text message or WhatsApp message on 080-977-11899. All right. And don't forget that you can also join the conversation on any of our social media platforms. Facebook.com/Crown899FM. Good afternoon. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Good afternoon. Who do I have there? Oh, OJ. OJ, where are you calling us from? Awesome. How is Osubi this afternoon? Is everything okay over there? Is everything calm? Oh, it appears so. All right, I hope so. Anyways, all right. Thank you so much, OJ. So go ahead. If a lady brings that kind of document, I say let's sign this thing before we go ahead with this marriage. What do you think? Mm, 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 mm. OJ, we have seen situations where some people promise and they don't stand by their words. Okay, what do you do in that kind of yeah? What do you do after this guy has made promises and he's not standing, he's not keeping to his words, even though they didn't make any whatever, they didn't do any documentation, no. Uh-huh. Thank you so much, OJ. I appreciate you there for calling into the show. So men should learn to start keeping to their words, long and short, right? Men should learn to start keeping to their words because we have a lot of men right now who don't keep to their words. And that is why ladies are beginning to devise means to see how to hold this men to ransom. Yeah, okay, so the phone line is open right now. Let's get to know, first of all, how would you feel? Okay, how would you feel like this lady who said to the guy, I wrote down everything, or you signed this document, or you are now, you know, first of all, if a lady approaches you and tells you that you have to sign in this our present day reality situation now, how would you feel? Do you think that that marriage will still go on for the fact that it's as if she doesn't believe that you are going to do what you are going to do? Of which we have seen many situations whereby you didn't do what you said you were going to do. There are many men listening to me right now. All the promises you made, you have not carried out half of them. Why? Why have you not carried them out? Welcome to the show. Good afternoon. Uncle Frederick, welcome to the show. Talk to us. Mm. I didn't get that. You have what's Jesus Christ doing in the? Let me get the first sentence. There is nothing in her. It's just the situation. She has seen. She has had experiences. She has listened to other people's. Okay. Mm. Uncle Frederick. So these men should stop making promises because things would always happen. Their promises are just too much. I will do this. Don't worry, baby. Don't worry. Let us just get married. It's as if you're trying to pressurize someone into getting married with so many lies in form of promises. Mm. Thank you so much, Uncle Frederick. I appreciate you. I appreciate you greatly for calling into the show. Thank you. All right, so I want to hear from the ladies, okay? And also tell me if you have experienced anyone who has been in this kind of a situation before. How are they handling it? Because it's more or less like, when you say your expectations are here, this man has put your expectations here. I heard a story about a young girl who was supposed to go to school because I think she was 21 at the time. And this man came for her hand in marriage and told the parents, don't worry, just, allow her come up. I have what it takes. She's going to go to school. She's going to go to school. And after school, I will send her for another degree. The promises were just, very eye catchy. And that was how these parents allowed this young girl to get married with the intention or with the hope that their daughter is going to go to school. Now, this man still has the money. It's not like, okay, like something changed in his finances. Nothing changed. The man still, the money still there. But none of those promises were actually actualized. either for fear of, oh, if this girl go to school, she might not come back, or some, I don't know what he was thinking, but every day this girl sits in the house, she doesn't go nowhere. She goes nowhere. She's not looking for a job. She's not looking for how to improve herself. The man said, my dear, you're going to sit down and take care of the children. The children need you. Ah, like, so because of that, now people are thinking of how do they make things work, how can things be, you know how can we have something to show, so in case we want to start fighting this matters later, because the essence of making a documentation is so that you can have something to show. Were you promised? Do you have a hair? Say yes, so we have a signature to this, so we have a documentation. He actually promised that I'm going to go to school and all of that. So that's the reason. But then, do you think it will work? That's what we're asking. Do you think it will work even after, like what OJ said? What's the worst you can do with that documentation? What's the worst you can do? You want to arrest me? You want to take me to court? If I tell the court that I don't have the money, won't they believe? And all of that. But our focus again also is, if someone tells you we need to sign a document for this reason, will you even go ahead with the marriage? Will you still be in the right frame of mind? So, let's still go ahead, or you will run for your life to say, this is a sign of danger, danger, danger. Yeah, if you still go ahead and you don't see it as a problem, fine, call us and tell us why you think, okay, you can still go ahead, okay, with that marriage. And yeah, let's get to know 08108990899. You have someone who has gone through a disappointment, a missed expectation, and it didn't work out. All their hopes were dashed. Tell us how that went as well. 09015515561, 08097711899. All right, so head on to our Facebook page and drop a comment on our post there, facebook.com/crown 899 FM, and on Instagram and X, formerly Twitter, we are at crown 899 FM. I want to hear a lady's voice now telling me if she has the heart to do this. Okay, if she has the heart to do this, and also if she's going to just believe when a guy tells her or makes these promises to her. Do you people still believe, with all of the disappointment and with all of the heartbreaks, with all of the uh, failed promises, so to say? Do you think that ladies still believe men when they say, I'm going to open a business for you, I'm going to do this for you, I'm going to send you to school, I'm going to pay your school fees, I'm going to do this? Do you think that ladies of today still believe all of that when a guy says that to them, or they see them as scam, so that you can know, guys, so that you can know if this is no longer something you want to keep saying over and over? All right, integrity is a virtue that everybody must learn. But as much as we preach integrity, the truth is that many people don't even weigh the pros and cons, okay, the unforeseen circumstances that might happen when they get married. Like what Uncle Frederick said, yeah, things might happen, you might lose your job. It's not part of the prayer, but it happens. So there are circumstances that might arise, and this person is not capable to do all of the things that they have promised you that they are going to do. Okay, so what do you do in that situation where this person doesn't have what it takes to keep up with that promise? Because people get really frustrated when the heat of financial lack comes, when the heat of this and that comes, and you're getting frustrated. You said you're going to do this and that. What do you do in that situation when all of these expectations are becoming unmet? When you're having all of these unmet expectations and unresolved issues that will definitely spark up conflicts and quarrels, what do you do in that time, and how are you planning to even avoid it even before you get in? How are you planning to avoid it totally? Because a lot of women are currently living in that pain and regret that they didn't achieve their aspirations. So all their goals and aspirations, oh, you see some people say, I had a dream, I had a dream to do this, I had a dream to do that. Is that stupid marriage? The moment I entered it, I did not do any The moment I married that marriage, I entered that marriage, I didn't, the frustrations are so high. What are you doing about it to ensure that you don't join in the number of that frustration? What are you doing about it? And what is the best thing to do? Would you want to say, okay, if I want to go to school, let me start going to the school before? Would that be a better option? If you say I should go to school after marriage, let's start the process now while before we get married. While we are still planning to the marriage, let's start going to school. Maybe that might work. What do you guys think? Maybe that might work. So you're already in 100 level, 200 level, then the marriage cannot happen in between. At least the man will not be so wicked to say, hey, after marriage now drop out. After you have spent what? Just my thoughts. Anyways, let's go for the break. When I come back, I'm still gonna open the phone line for more.
That's it. The best thing on the radio in the Niger Delta. We are.
Hi, 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 hi. So we are going for the break right now, and we'll come back. What do you guys think? Who is there? Is that Daniel? What do you guys think? If a lady tells a guy that he has to sign documents, if he has made promises to her, like you are going to go back to school, you're going to do this, you're going to do that. If a lady tells a guy all of that, and um, if a guy promises a lady rather that he is going to do X, Y, Z, all right, do you think that he has to do it by fire, by force? Do you think that he still has to do it? What do you think about it? Send me your yeah, send me your comments. Drop your comments on that. Drop your comments on the screen. Let me see what you're gonna say. If a lady says you have to sign this document and tell me that you're going to take care of my schooling like you have promised me, you're going to open this business for me, you're going to do all of that, and at the end of the day she brings a paper to say, please, we'll just sign this thing so I'll be sure that you actually said it. What do you what will come to your mind? What will come to your mind? Okay, all right. So Tony says, before you agree with the guy, make sure to also drop your conditions. So what would the conditions be? Uh, Before you agree with the guy. So who should drop conditions? The guy should drop conditions or the girl should drop conditions? I think it's the guy that has to drop the conditions. So the conditions might now be that what now? If my job is still there, if I have a better salary, I'll send you to school. Because it's like a lot of guys, they don't think about all of these things. Okay, both of the parties, right? So he says both of the parties should drop the conditions. Hmm. So what would the conditions be? What do you think the conditions should be? Because most times when guys are proposing to a girl, they are not even thinking about any conditions. They just want that yes at all costs. So they can just tell her, don't worry. She's saying, no, I don't want to get married now. I want to go to school. You say, don't worry, you will go to school after marriage. Oh, I don't want to get married now. I want to make money so I can take care of my younger ones. And he's saying, oh, don't worry, I'll open a business for you. You start this, you have a shop, you have your business, you will do whatever you want to do. I'll fill up your shop for you. So most times guys don't even think about, some men don't think about any condition. Maybe at that point they just want her to just say yes. So Tony, what do you think the conditions would be? And if a girl brings a paper for you to sign, would you sign? Would you sign? Would you really sign? Okay, so you should do so before the marriage then. Of course. Like when you say you should do so before the of course not. When you say you should do so before the marriage, like you should start sending her to school before the marriage. Because that's what I feel. I feel that they should start sending themselves to school before the marriage. Anything the man has promised, start it before the marriage. At least throw one foot ahead and say, okay, well, I don't put one leg inside. If it's school, pay 1 year school fees, pay 2 years school fees first, and say okay before marriage. So let me get to know what you think. Um, but then, do you think that a guy, you can be happy to know that the person you want to marry is telling you to sign? Sounds like a bargain, yeah, right? Who is that? John. Sounds like a bargain. And what? How does a bargain feel like to you? It doesn't feel like love anymore. It feels like a contract. Well, funny enough, today's marriage is not all about contract. Today's marriage is like, if it doesn't work, I'm moving away. But should marriage really be like that? Should it be about contract? Do you think marriage should be a contract? The generation we are now, they say they are Gen Alphas, right? So the Gen Alphas feel like, please, I love you, but let's write it down. Let's have a bargain. But then I'm asking, it shouldn't be that way. Oh, it shouldn't be a bargain. Marriage shouldn't be a bargain, or it shouldn't be a contract. It seems like contracts and in a real marriage shouldn't be that way. Seems like a contract, and in a real sense, sorry, and in a real sense, marriage shouldn't be that way. Well done. Well done. So for you, if someone comes with that kind of, let's sign, let's put it down, you're going to take it like this is a bargain, this is a contract, and it shouldn't be that way, right? But some persons, it's like it's only when they have written something down and something strong has touched them, that's when they know that, oh, they have to keep their promises. Because some persons just don't know how to keep promises. How do you handle those kind of people who don't just know how to keep promises? For example, there are some persons that they are old people, they don't know how to pay back. There was somebody who said the other day that, see, even if I have the money, I just don't know how to pay. When I borrow or when I collect money from somebody, I don't know how to pay. Okay, that is Vincent. Vincent says it shouldn't be that way. Okay, I think women have made this transactional. Okay, women have made it transactional. What about men? I think men are the ones pushing women to make things transactional. It's just like women are beginning to have sense. They always say that women have fish brain. But right now, women are beginning to have sense. They are beginning to like wisen up. Oh, let's. What could be stronger than marital vows? Yeah, right. But now a lot of things are stronger than marital vows. Some people don't even hold their marital vows as something. If not, if people really take into cognizance that marital vows are strong, why are they going to the divorce court? Why are they going to the divorce court? You are saying for better, for worse, till death do you part. And the next month, you're already saying I don't do again. So that's to say, even the marital vows are not taken seriously. Tony says, no, they are secret. What secret? Marriage, um, marriage is built on love and selflessness. Once it comes with terms such as contract, then the whole term marriage isn't in play. Okay, once it comes with terms like contract, then the whole. But can we look at how what will happen when um what do you think? Men pick financially at different ages. Most times they themselves don't know. So if a woman is only looking for the good times, there's a problem. Mm, okay, thank you so much, Vincent. Okay. Hmm. But then, what other better ways can men make these promises without making the promises? So let's look at that. How can you still have this person to say yes to you without promising heaven and earth? Without promising her you're going to take her to Dubai? Without promising her you're going to do, you might do all of these things, but how about just letting her genuinely love you for who you are? All right, so we're going up right now.
Hey everybody. Pick up his phone, man. Oh, this station always plays my request. Call in right now. Your say and your say on the station that listens to you. Call us now. Call us now. Call us now. You want 0899.
Of course, that is the number for you to call and be a part of the show, my amiable, delightful, esteemed listener. My radio buddy there. Come on, let's body together. All right. I've been getting lots of feedback from YouTube. So you can head on right now to Gloria Isheke on YouTube and you're going to see me streaming live. All right. So we are still having this conversation about documentation and how important it can be. I want to hear a lady called into the show for the ladies' lounge. Okay. Don't leave it for the men. Let's hear your voice. Come choke mouth inside this matter when we talk about. Do you think it's something that you can do? Or what is a better way for you to advise a young girl who is feeling like these guys don't keep to their promises? What better ways do you think that you can advise another young lady to say, okay, if you really want to do this, if you want to have your business, if you want to go to school, this and this is what you should do. Uh-huh. What are the better ways for you? Because you have to think outside the box right now. If these men are not keeping to their promises like they have promised, what should you do? All right, so send us a text message on 08097711899, 09015515561, and also call us on 08108990899. My name is Gloria Isheke. I am the lovey dovey diva, and we're having this conversation. How do we help men who make this 1 million naira promise? 1 million promises, rather, they make 1 million promises at a time. So, first of all, this is it. I'm begging, we are begging on behalf of all the ladies, we are saying, please don't make promises. Okay? Don't make promises. Welcome to the show. Good afternoon. Oh, all right, Faith, please turn down the volume of your radio set. Welcome to the show. Yeah, turn it. Yeah. Mm. Okay, so it's better. So she started before they got married. Mm-hmm. That sounds better. Mm. Thank you so much. I appreciate you there, Faith, for calling into the show. So the truth is like, when you are making promises and the head, the body, they shock you. When you are seeing the girl, you're seeing how fine she. Oh, don't worry, my dear. Anything you want, I'll give to you after marriage. The moment marriage has happened, is like you've already eaten the cake. What's the point? Why pay? Why pay? How do they used to say that thing again? After eating the cake, after getting all the, my dear, don't worry. Just So for her, she said, the best bet is start the school first. When you start the school first, inside the school, we can now say, okay, now we're already there. We have gained the admission. We're in 200 level. You know, even just getting at the admission, it takes a lot to gain the admission. It takes a lot of money already spent. I don't think a guy or a man will tell you, yeah, withdraw afterwards, even though there are still some more. But then that one, maybe something is wrong for him to tell you to withdraw after you have gained admission and you're already in 100 level. So it's just better to get to 200 level. before you get married. All right, so let's get more ladies calling to the show and tell us what we can do. Hello, good afternoon. Yeah, yeah. Welcome to the show. Good to have you, ma'am. Please go ahead. Mm. Hmm. Yeah. Oh. Mm. Discouraged. If you really want to go to school. So was it you that told him that you want to go to school before you got married to him? Mm. 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 Thank you so much. Thank you so thank you. You know, it's very, very true. Like what she said, it's not easy. Even you as a lady, after everything, you might be the one to want to change your mind and say, I beg, I cannot do this. So it's always better for you to any promises that they've made you. You also have your own part to play to ensure that that's okay. Please turn off your radio set. Welcome to good afternoon. Welcome to the show. Your name and location. Mm. Jagaban calling from Ejeba, right? Go ahead, talk to us. Mm. Mm. So that means they did not think of how they did not weigh the they did not weigh the promises before they started making it. They don't check the weight to say this thing I know go fit do am after. Why did they make the promises? Mm. Hmm. Either she chased the work or she chased the marriage. What? Okay, choose the work or choose the marriage. Mm. Mm. Okay, you go help your sister fight. You tell us what you do.
family members who I supported and my sister for everything.
Hmm.
At the end, myself, I don't enter the shoes now.
You too, you were also disappointed. But now that you are in the situation, you now see that it's not easy. So that's why we are talking to younger men now. We never enter. Before they will quick they make promises. You have to sit down and count the cost. Thank you so
Yes, sir.
much. Thank you so much, Jagaban. I appreciate you. Always. A lot of times it's always very easy for you to say. Don't say things that you can't do. And sometimes you might think that you can do it. But it's better to just keep, an open mind towards everything. Welcome. Good afternoon. Welcome. Your name and location. This is who? Wilson. Oh, go ahead, please. Mm.
Because like my hope, let me say this story about my hope. Like when we my wife baby, I never promised her heavy, but I was seeing something that would heal.
I'm with you. Yeah.
So with Marley, yeah, he was working in a investment company
Mm.
as a contractor something. The moment with Marley, I say I'm the boss of this house. Go and learn work because I'm in your pension.
Mm.
I say go and learn work. If
Why?
I do the same, eh?
Why did you say she should go and learn work when she's already working somewhere?
That is what I want.
Mm.
I don't want her to work under somebody.
Was
That
she
is my
okay?
desire.
Was she okay with that?
And they are coming now.
Mm.
So I say go and learn. So it's just kind of work I want to do. Yeah, I say go and learn how to sew cotton or the interior decoration.
Mm.
She agreed with me. I feel it. I'm telling you, that woman is look there, man. 15 years in marriage. Last one is complete 15 years in marriage.
Wow.
Last one.
Mm.
After some time, she said, Honey, thank you for making me to learn this work.
Mm.
So it's not good to make promise. Promise is, they always say when you are happy, don't make promise.
Mm.
Because that time of your jubilation, you make promise and time you may not fulfill. And you are not just working against that your lady you promise. You work against God because when you make promise, God is aware. And when you fail, you just totally say so to make promise on my own understanding is not a good thing.
But
What is what
sometimes the reason why these guys make this promise is because they are trying
yeah,
to get this woman to say yes to them. When you don't
yeah.
love person, the person they tell you say no, I cannot marry you if this and this never happen. You will now be forced to make those promises.
My dear,
Mm.
let me be sincere to you. I will stand for this word. There's no love. You can't just somebody say you love this thing. Love is built love. Love is built in marriage, not how that you just give me. No, there's no love like that. One thing I've always stand on. Here, promises is don't injure people, my sister.
Mm. Mm.
Are you getting me? That is a grand I'm standing on. Promise don't put people, yes, there's no supposed to be. And the end of get depressed. This person promised me. And if you want to do something for somebody on my own, have it in mind. Let that be a surprise to that person. If that person will value that thing because the moment you are promising that person, you want to do it because of the marriage, you're already faking your life. That person should take you the way you are. You don't need to take the person you have who and also because that person like you. I get me.
Mm.
I stay with my wife more than 10 years before we got married. I
Okay.
get me.
All right. Thank
So
you so much. Thank you so much. Because of time, let's allow for other persons. Thank you. But your point is very, very clear. Don't make promises, especially when you are in a very excited, extreme happiness, joy, and all of that. Don't go and sign check that you don't have the money in the bank. You have to go and write check. That's it. My dear, take. I'm giving you this check. Uh-uh. Is it with your clear eye? Do you have that money in the bank? Do you even have plans to even have something? don't make promises because it has its ways of making someone feel heartbroken. Like what the last caller said, even God is going to be pained that you carried somebody's heart and just shattered it because you didn't keep to what you have said. It's like making a vow. It's like making a vow to God, and that one is to God. But now this one is to your spouse. Don't say it doesn't matter. Anything you know you don't have the capacity to do it, or you know you will not even do it because some of these men, they already know they want to do it. Like the person who was telling someone that, see, anytime I borrow or I collect money on credit, I will not pay. You know, I was about to say I will not pay. It's not because they don't have the money. Say even if I have the money, I know they sabi they pay waiting I they oh I know sabi. It's not I don't you can imagine. You already know that from your track record you don't have the capacity to pay back. But you will still go and meet somebody else and say, I beg, help me. I will give you back tomorrow. I'll give you back next month. That's wickedness. If you know you have been making promises to people before you've not been fulfilling, why do you think you can make one now and fulfill it? So it's better you just come clean and say, see, let's get when we get married, as as we dey see am, we go dey take am. If okay, some of my YouTube um fans are already sending me there. This one says if the guy can't fulfill his promises, the lady should have noticed it before marriage. Yeah, smart ladies will definitely notice before marriage. If somebody is making those kind of promises, you want to check their track record. What have they been able to do? Have they been people who are, good with their words? Like they've been able to keep their words. They're people of integrity. You would know if you are, you know. Welcome to the show. Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon. How are you doing today?
I'm very well. Thank you. Who am I speaking with?
All right. My name is Bo,
Okay. Where are you calling us from?
calling from Warri.
All right. It's good to have you. Please go ahead and talk to us.
Okay. My take on this is that ordinarily, from the very beginning,
Mm.
ought not to be the ideal where documentation is to be made, to be signed.
That sounds like it's too formal, right? The documentation makes it
you know,
scary.
it ought not to be from the beginning. But of course, with happening, people just
Mm.
make promises and break them as if there
Yeah.
are no consequences. So,
For me, basically, yeah, we lost that call there. But for me, basically, I just feel like because I saw a video where a lady went to bring out, she brought out the whatever documentation and she was showing this guy and said, see, you think I forgot to you write or we wrote it down, see your signature, see my signature. And she was ranting and said this documentation we're going to take it to, I'm going to show the police, we are going to take it to court. You told me I'm going to go to school, you told me after 3 years I'm going to have this business, you told me. And she was really really making a fuse about it. And people, social media now, people came out and like, hey, these men are liars, why did you believe him, why did you believe him? So person says, see, if it's me, I would have done this, I would have done that. I, for one, I never knew that people can even make documentations as regards to stuffs like that. But the Gen Z generation has passed, and this is the Gen Alpha right now, where people literally are doing any kind. You can imagine any kind of thing and do it, and you get away with it. But then I'm just saying, if someone's going to write a document to say you promise to, will there still be love? Will that love still look authentic, or is now looking like some of the guys on YouTube says that it's not a contract. Marriage shouldn't be like that. It's having like terms and conditions attached to it, so it's no longer a marriage. It's no longer a marriage. Some says you can okay. Some says Adebayo said, if the guy can't fulfill his promise, the lady should have noticed before. Okay. Yeah, there are a lot of mixed feelings towards this. Some says if a guy tells me to if a lady tells me to sign a document, I would not take her seriously. I would not go for that marriage at all. Okay, and I have messages here on the text message. And by the way, if you're sending your text message, you want to still do that now. We just have about 2 minutes before we wrap things up. This is Poju. Poju says, I would never accept any lady who tells me to sign nothing. Whether I can fulfill my promise or I can't fulfill my promise, I don't even care. But the moment you tell me to sign a document because of what I have promised you, I am not interested anymore. Oh my goodness. Now this one sounds really harsh. Like the moment you tell me I am not interested anymore, I know do again. Just forget about it, right? So this one says, I feel that men needs this is a lady. She says, I feel like men needs something strong to make them keep to their promises. A lot of men are just very big mouthed people. They make a lot of promises and that they can't even keep. Last caller for today. We have 30 seconds.
Yes, I called earlier before talking about the documentation thing. All right, now this
Okay.
is it. Um, the thing is that once you start this thing, be ready to go all the way.
Mm.
So once you say, let's do this documentation, you want to keep to your word before we enter the marriage. If it's coming from the girl or even from the guy, just be ready to go all the way. That marriage is now based on
So
documentation, not on
everything
love.
everything will now be
Everything will
documented.
be documented. So if you are a lady saying you must train me to school, and then the man can be coming and say, well, you are going to give me a boy in this marriage, sign.
Hmm. Hmm.
So everything will be on documentation. So if you know you don't want to go all the way,
Yeah,
your
right?
family members are not going to come to this house, sign it. Your
Hmm.
mother is not going to come to do a move or sign it. Just be ready to go all the way. This like this thing from club, you enter that. So
All right.
just know that it's not going to be based on love, but on documentation.
That's
Everything will be
that's
on documentation.
interesting. Thank you so much. I appreciate you there for calling into the show, Mr. Hope. All right, so this is where we're going to draw the curtain for today. It's been a very, very well rounded conversation. But then, if you take care of your spouse, like you invest into the education of your wife or husband, the truth of the matter is that the dividend will always roll back into the family. Yeah, it's for the family's good. So don't see it as it's a one sided thing. You're just doing this for her. No, look at it from a larger perspective where this person would just be more educated and it's to the benefit of the home. And as regards the business as well, it also comes back to the home. All right. So thank you so much, everyone who has put a call through. I appreciate you there, celebrate you. And for those who couldn't put your calls through, we're going to do this again on Wednesday on the Ladies Lounge. All right. So, my amazing ladies who called in, I heard your voices. Thank you. All right. So, enjoy the rest of the show. It's going to be more music while you walk. My name is Gloria Isheke.
New music while you work on 89.9 FM.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. We're done with the show. Thank you. So, everybody said I should drop my contact. I definitely will. All right. So, yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Please do well to share, subscribe, follow, and all of that. It's fine. All right. So, this is where we draw the curtain for today. We draw the curtain here.